I came across this ad that the Republicans, and specifically, if you look up, and I'm going to see if I can increase it. If you look up, you'll see it says Donald Trump for president is the sponsor for this particular ad. Now check this ad out, because this is a Willie Horton type ad that the Republicans ran back in the, I believe it was the 90s. Hang on.
It's pure evil. President Trump is right. Build the wall. Deport criminals. Stop illegal immigration now. Democrats who stand in our way will be complicit in every murder committed by illegal immigrants.
Now I'm going to play it again just so that you can see what I'm talking about here. Give me 1 sec. Okay, here we go.
It's pure evil. President Trump is right. Build the wall. Deport criminals. Stop illegal immigration now. Democrats who stand in our way will be complicit in every murder committed by illegal immigrants.
Tell me how that helps negotiations today. You're calling Democrats accomplices to potential murderers.
Well, you know that that ad is produced by an outside group and not those of us in the White House.
Donald J. Trump for president is an outside group?
Let me talk.
See, and then they turn around the line and say, oh no, the White House didn't do it. Yeah, he's right. The White House itself did not do that. That was Donald J. Trump and his people that put that ad out.
Wait a minute. Donald J. Trump for president is an outside group?
It's not done. It's done from a political organization. It's not done from people working inside the White House. But let me
see, and that's what pisses a lot of people off. These guys love dealing in semantics. Okay, so yeah, he is 100% right. The White House did not do that ad, but who's in the White House? Donald Trump. Donald Trump and his people personally, as far as being a outside political organization run by Donald Trump and his people, they produced that ad. So it's the same damn thing. And this guy's going to get up there and think everybody's stupid, okay, as far as believing him when he says, tries to intimate that Donald Trump had nothing to do with the ad. That is a total crap, and you know, that's all we need to say about that. But now listen to his defense as Chuck Todd pushes him and he continues to deflect. This is Martin Short, by the way.
Talk about the basis of that ad. Today what we have is we have over 2,500 people on a terror watch list trying to get into our country each and every day. Each year. That's about 7 per day, Chuck, that are being apprehended or turned away. We want to solve the problem of immigration coming in and the threat that it poses to our country. I think that that's a natural debate that we should be having. It's not something we should say, hey, let's do this at some other point in time.
But if you want to solve this problem, is that the way to treat opponents, political opponents here? Chuck, let me ask you this. Is that ad helpful to you today?
I think it's helpful to continue to raise awareness of what the
tone of that ad. Do you find the tone of that ad helpful?
I think that the data in that ad continues to remind people that there are people coming across our border.
Is the tone wrong?
I'm telling you, the data of the ad shows that there are people coming across our border that pose threats to our country, yes.
Notice he never answered the question. Chuck Todd asked him about the tone of the ad, and he repeated 3 times talking about the data. The answer to the question is obvious. The tone of that ad is not helpful to anyone. Now, let me just roll back to the other point that I'd like to make. They do not want black people coming into this country, and I'm going to say specifically black people when you talk about Africa, which is predominantly a black continent with 57 countries in it. So, I got a solution for them. All you need to do is reimburse every black person in America, okay, and split the money up equally for all of the free labor, all of the inventions and contributions that we have made to this country. Reimburse us for all of that. Okay, and that's going to be trillions of dollars that we black people have contributed to this country, that white people have benefited from, that they have profited over, lands that they have stolen from Native Americans and from us, etc., etc. Give us all of that money, every fucking dime, okay? And then tell us that we need to leave. If we got every dime that we are entitled to, and we took that money over to Africa, we would run this bad boy. America would be the shithole that Donald Trump claims that Africa is. All of that money invested properly, invested wisely, starting businesses, educating our children. And the Nigerian educational system is vastly superior to ours. So if we use the Nigerian model, no matter what country you were in, we would be what we should have always been, the #1 race on this planet. And I'm talking about through any matrix that you want to use, physically, educationally, spiritually, etc. Okay? And that would just be a fact. Africa right now is garnering major attention from the Chinese. They are investing in Africa like it's going out of style, while Donald Trump thinks that Africa is a shithole. Okay? So which one do you think is right? Trump, who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, whose name is on a book called Art of the Deal, but he actually didn't write it, who is supposed to be the super negotiator, and we have yet to see any of those negotiating skills. This guy is what Chuck Schumer said, a bowl of jello, and he wiggles and giggles and jiggles anytime there's a breeze. That this administration, and I mean the administration itself, and all the principal players in the administration are racist or have racist leanings is undeniable. This guy in particular, and Mick, I guess his name is Mulvaney, who is screwing over the Consumer Protection Bureau. This guy asked for no money for their budget for this coming fiscal year. How the fuck do you operate on no money? Very simple. You used up all the reserves that you have, then you basically fire the majority of the people that you have working for you, and then you say because of the ineffectiveness of the agency, you want to shut it down. So a lot of people said that by the time Trump got through, you would not recognize the American government and the American way of life. And every single day, there's more and more evidence that that is in fact the case. You got the EPA that's being stripped down. You got housing and urban development that is had its budget reduced, all with the blessing of Ben Carson. Department of Transportation, we're not, there's no infrastructure bills going, so the Department of Transportation is basically ineffective. Labor hasn't really done anything. Energy, as far as oil drilling and all that, now they're trying to drill off the coast of all of the states, except for Florida, which, because it's got a Republican governor, Donald Trump gave them a waiver as far as any drilling off their coast. But you can forget about it for California and going up the eastern seaboard. I mean, damn near every department is being gutted, not from the outside, but from the inside. And Trump has yet to do anything about the Russian involvement in our political system. He still is trying to claim that there really wasn't any involvement, even though all of the intelligence agencies had stated emphatically that there was. I cannot wait for Mueller to get his ass out of there. And I hope that he can suck that holier than thou evangelical vice president, who's a phony, Mike Pence, out of there as well. But then we still got Paul Ryan, who's a Joe Jackoff. So no matter which way we go, we're going to have issues. But again, this is not about DACA any longer. This is about people of color not being welcomed or wanted in this country, and them doing everything they can to try to reduce the numbers coming in and get rid of the ones that are already here. You know, and African Americans that are U.S. citizens having their rights restricted, first at the voting booths so that white people can remain in power, and then secondarily, as far as social programs being gutted that benefit not just black people but white people as well. But they would rather cut the throats of their own people in order to get at black people in this country.